We were lucky enough to have 5 amazing seasons of Stargate Atlantis. There was a plan for season 6, but that never came to be. Today let's talk about the episodes that were never made but were planned, from the mouth of Joseph Mallozi himself. Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. Before we get into this video, I'd like to invite you to join our Discord server. With over 100 people in there already talking about their favourite science fiction television shows from Stargate to Battlestar Galactica and more. Join the conversation now by heading to dsc.gg/SciTrek or check the links in the description. Now, before we get into this video, I do want to put out a little disclaimer because this video I'm about to show you was actually filmed and edited almost a year ago, back in April of 2022 when these tweets first went out. It was originally meant to go out on a sci-fi channel that I'd originally created around about that time, but within the space of a few days, I joined SciTrek, so the video never officially went out. So I thought it would be good and it would be fun to share that video with you because the contents of it is actually really interesting. But just bear in mind there are portions of the video where I'm basically alluding to the fact that Stargate might get made again without knowing at the time that Mark Fergus or Cotsby would have been approached. There would have been a bad robot script, things like that. Because back then, those things hadn't happened. So a little bit of leeway, and I hope you enjoy the video. Entropy. In Season 5, Paul wanted to do a story in which the effects of the McKay-Miller Gate Bridge have serious otherworldly repercussions for the city. But we ended up doing something similar in Brainstorm, so we pushed this idea. So I reimagined a version where the mishap of a ZPM triggers a subspace burst that disperses time fractals throughout Atlantis. And within these varying shards of warp space-time, the rules of physics no longer apply. That sounds absolutely awesome. I have no idea what a time fractal is. I know I can kind of guess what's going to happen if the rules of physics no longer apply. What kind of mishaps can happen in Atlantis? Well, I guess we're never going to find out, but that would be awesome as an episode. Really cool synopsis. The next one we have is called Hexed, and this one sounds really fun. So while visiting an alien community, Shepard is cursed by a kooky local. At first, our heroes laugh off the incident until Shepard runs into a spate of bad luck. Very bad luck. Now this one sounds really cool. Obviously we know curses and things like that and magic don't really exist. It's usually just technology from some advanced species. Whether that's ancient technology or whether that's another race is yet to be determined, I suppose. But that sounds like a really fun episode. If you're running into a spate of bad luck, that means you can have lots and lots of mishaps, lots and lots of injuries, and it's just going to be a fun episode. The way I'm envisioning it, and it probably isn't meant to be looked at like this, but I'm envisioning it like the 200th episode of Stargate SG-1, where it's just a fun episode full of crazy mishaps that happen because of this hex. And yeah, McKay and everyone involved is just going to have to try and break the curse. Now this next one is called Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow, and this is probably my favourite one. If Stargate Atlantis Season 6 did actually get made, this would more than likely have been my favourite episode. So as I said, it's called Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow, and the synopsis is as follows. McKay's experiment with a time-travelling puddle jumper sends duplicate versions of the team both backwards and forwards in time. The story jumps between 3 different timelines. 5 years into the past, where one version of the team struggles to acquire the puddle jumper and undo the damage done without affecting the timeline. 5 years into the future, where Atlantis is under siege by an alien race introduced in the Daedalus variations, while another version of the team attempts to acquire the jumper so that they can warn their past selves. And the present, where McKay continues to tweak his experiment with developments in each timeline influencing events in the other en route to a mind-bending climax. That sounds awesome. That sounds absolutely amazing. I love time travel. That's why I like Doctor Who, that's why I like Back to the Future, and all of the time travel stories that have ever happened in Stargate I've absolutely loved. 1969 is probably one of my favourite episodes in Stargate SG-1, along with the Ashen storyline where they had to travel, send a message back in time as well. With Atlantis, the time travel stories in there where Dr. Weir was travelled 10,000 years in the past. Absolutely loved it. I just love time travel stories when they're done right. And this sounds like it's going to be a fantastic episode. I'm talking as if it's going to be made, because I hope it will one day. I hope it comes to fruition, whether that's as a short story, an actual live action series being made, or, you know, a webcomic or something like that. I want to see the story. I want to see what happens. But I like the idea of 3 different versions of the same team all trying to do something, and each of their actions influences the other. So if someone does something in the past, it influences the present, which then influences the future team. And that sounds absolutely awesome. It's mind-bending. It would be one of those episodes where you probably watch it and you'll be like, huh? So you have to watch it again and again until you get it. But that sounds absolutely amazing. Oh, I really wish Stargate Atlantis wasn't cancelled. Oh. And finally, this is the last one I'm going to talk about. It's called Hamster Ball. Sometimes you come up with an idea fully formed. Other times it may be nothing but a vision. In this case, a vision of the individual team members trapped in a giant hamster ball-like containment vessels. Compounding the problem is the fact that they are trapped in a small chamber in direct line of the Stargate, meaning the next time the gate whooshes, they risk total annihilation. How do they get trapped? How do they get out? And most importantly, what the hell else happens in the episode? You'll have to ask writer Alan McCullough to find out more. Now that sounds like an episode which again would be very, very fun. It sounds like season 6 was going to be a very fun season with a few serious episodes mixed in between to push the narrative of the overarching storyline of season 6. But it sounds like season 6 was going to be incredibly fun, and I'm very, very sad that it never got made and it never bore fruit. As I said at the beginning of the video, these tweets are from Joseph Mallozi, and he, as well as Brad Wright, have been very active on social media recently, which is making me super excited for the fact that there could potentially be a revival of Stargate sometime soon. What do you think? Are you excited? Do you like the idea of these storylines? Let me know down below. And before I forget, we also have a Discord server. It's the SciTrek Discord server that I manage on behalf of Jay from SciTrek, where you can come and talk about anything sci-fi. Whether that's Stargate, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Firefly, Battlestar Galactica, or Star Trek. It doesn't matter. If you like science fiction, you're going to find a home there. Looking forward to you all coming over and chatting with us. But until next time, stay safe, stay curious, take it easy.